Hello Year 5. Today you are going to write your tale of fear. You should have planned this yesterday with your teacher, so make sure you have your plan handy. You will need a sharp pencil and your writing book or some paper. So you all should have received an email informing you about how to send a piece of writing to your teacher so that you get feedback. This is really important so that next week your teacher can talk to you about what you're doing well in your writing and what your next steps are for the next few weeks. So please, by tomorrow, you need to have emailed your teacher with your piece of writing. This could be a photo of the work, or if you've typed it, you could attach the document of your work, or you might want to scan it in. And then next week you will receive feedback from your teacher. Please make sure you do this. If you worked with your teacher yesterday, you might not have your plan in front of you, but hopefully you should have been able to access it on Padlet, or it may have been emailed to you. For our writing today, we are going to take a slow write approach, which is where we imitate each sentence of the model text and create our own sentences relevant for our story. I'm going to show you how to do the slow write approach, modelling paragraphs 1 and 4, but I would like you to apply it the whole way through, so to paragraphs 2 and 3 as well. You might want to use word banks that you have from previous lessons, or there is also some vocabulary in today's home learning pack. Remember to include the suspense toolkit today in your writing. Let's have a look at paragraph 1. Remind yourself, what is your story about? What is Sally, or your character, going to be afraid of in your story? Here is the first sentence of the model text. Sally was afraid of many things, but what she feared most was the darkness. I'm now going to innovate that sentence, making it relevant for my story. For example, Luna was terrified of numerous threats, but what she dreaded the most was water. So you can see that some of the words I've kept the same, but I have in places tried to improve or select different vocabulary. The second sentence, every night she would make excuses to delay the moment when the bedroom light was switched off, plunging her room into a bottomless void. Now my story is about a character who lives on an island that's afraid of water, so I've got to think about how to make that relevant. Every day she would avoid her friends and deny their invitation to join them at the beach, where she would only tremble, shake and hesitate. See there how I've added in my power of 3 verbs as well, which is from the toolkit. So what I want you to do now is pause the video and have a go at writing your first 2 sentences following this sentence structure. Pause the video. The third sentence in the model text is, as her eyes adjusted, vague shapes swam into view. So this is a really good opportunity for you to use the subordinating conjunction as. As she gazed at the deep dark ocean, wild waves swallowed anything in their way. Again, I've added a little bit of alliteration and some personification, again considering the toolkit. The fourth sentence, the chair in the corner looked like an old man crouching down, ready to leap at her. I found this one quite hard because talking about water is very different to the model text, but I went with the surf of each wave looked like a weighted blanket ready to smother her. And then the final sentence of paragraph 1, the dressing gown on the back of the door was like a thin man leaning, waiting for her to sleep before he hobbled across the room towards her. I like this sentence because it's got a simile in it, it's got a subordinating conjunction in it, so I've tried to use that in my writing too. The reflection on the moon of the water was a searchlight, casting its gaze, waiting for her to step into the sea before it consumed her. So I've actually changed the simile to a metaphor there. What I want you to do is have a go at writing the next 3 sentences of paragraph 1, following the examples here. Pause the video. Here is paragraph 2 of our model text, The Nightmare Man. So you now have to apply the slow write approach to this paragraph. Go sentence by sentence, looking at the language, looking at the sentence structure, thinking how you can use the words and phrases and adapt them slightly to fit your story. Pause the video while you write paragraph 2. And here is paragraph 3. Read each sentence carefully. Can you mimic the structure and the language used? Check your plan to make sure that you are including everything, and also check that you have included aspects from the toolkit. Pause the video while you write paragraph 3. Here is my example for paragraph 4. In an instant, the waves scurried away from the shore, diving back into the depths of the ocean. The threat of the water had gone, but Sally was still standing on the edge of a vast sea full of ripples and ridges. Her toes dug into the sand under her feet, anchoring her to the steady ground. In that moment, it dawned on Luna that she had never been in danger. Not really, only in her imagination. So I hope you see with my final paragraph how I have followed the original structure, but I have changed some vocab and added some aspects of the toolkit to make it relevant for my story. Pause the video and write your final paragraph. Once you have finished your writing, I would like you to self-assess your work using our suspense toolkit. This is in the home learning pack, so you could use it in there, but if you don't have it printed out, don't worry, because you can write out each of the aspects of the toolkit and put a tick next to them if you have used it. If you are able to, you can underline each example. You only need one example of each aspect using the different colours. So for example, you would underline one of your fronted adverbials in blue. This will help you when you are going through and identifying whether you have used aspects of the toolkit. And what do you think you do if you haven't used some of the toolkit? Go back using a different coloured pen or pencil, edit your work and add whatever is missing in. And a final reminder that we do expect to see everybody's work from this lesson, so please email it to your teacher for feedback. See you later.